A 3.5 ton AC on this beautiful October 5th, 2020, in the middle of the COVID situation. Got a case coil in there, Carrier, Bryant, whatever it is. It should be, if I pull that coil out of that case, this one should slide right in there, because ICP is identical to Carrier and Bryant. And doing a new line set. The old unit was a leaker, so I'm assuming, it leaked out in 5 weeks, so it's got to be a small hole in the indoor coil if it leaked out that fast. The other normal spot for it to leak is at the service valves right here. Service valves. This pad is only as good as what it's sitting on, so we'll have to shim it up in this corner here that's drooped down. And gonna get the new one up there and mark the pad and slide the line set out. Kind of breaker. This thing is 9 years old. I think it's 9 years old. So, looks like we need a 30 amp breaker, 25 to 40. Hang on. Solder inside here. Corey's all soldered up out there. We got the lines ran. It's all fitted together, wrapped. Just got the nitrogen flowing. Probably should have just left the old line set, but we got a new one. I'm going to solder this up. We'll get the vacuum, pressure test, and vacuum, and we'll get out of here. 30 amp. AC. Alright, she's all soldered in. I just got to get some caulk for the line set holes into the case there. It's a done deal. It's a fine blustery fall day here in Minnesota. What's that?
Perfect, go to the apple orchard.
Yep. Furnace and air change out, October 6th, 2020. The AC, ready for winter. Dude, you gotta wake up. You got yellow lights too, huh? Oh, you're tired? I see how you are. Come on over here. Just hang out there. You just peed.
He's cold.
Alright, here's our job. Furnace. Getting rid of that boot, putting in a 20-inch with a base under there so we can remove the bottom. Do a return from the bottom and the side. Flushing the AC. Gotta get tearing out here. We got her up there. Corey just bent in little 45 section of 7/8, stuck it over the existing 3/4. get the nitrogen flowing here and solder it up. So it's really important to look at your low voltage wiring and where they're hooked up before you take them apart here. See all that water damage. Everything's just soaked in here from when the AC was froze up. Anyway, so these two were hooked to C on the board. That one was hooked to Y on the board. And then we got that adapter that shares our G with Y. Or no, turns the G into the C. And then the Y, I'm not sure, can't remember. Something like that. I can hear Corey soldering out there. Oh yeah, you can see his smoke. He's flowing the nitrogen in through the suction. Okay, we got her tore out. Yippee. Soldered together, ready for a flush. Gonna just redo all this drain line. We got rid of all that PVC. That stuff plugs up. You can't clean it. You need to have vinyl that you can pull apart at your barb fittings and just blow out. This really looks like something I did, but I don't remember doing it. And I didn't have a note here either. 6:30. Sheet metal done by noon. Except for that humidifier pipe. I don't know how that happened. See if that fits in there. Is that going to reach?
What? No.
Sure it will. We need 3 inches of pipe, huh? Oh, so the drop came down about 1.5 inches. So we need 3 inches of pipe. All right. No, I said it looks pretty level. I can tell by the siding.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect. Not that we could have done anything about it if the things weren't level, but we could have shimmed it if it wasn't.
It's all soldered in. White.
Got her all soldered in. Looks good. Should go turn that nitrogen off and do your pressure test.
Yep.
Hold on. Hook up this drain line. Do we really need that?
We need to do low, high voltage and low voltage.
And PVC and gas. So the whole job. It's a wrap. Alright, this week we're going to do one video with all 5 jobs, and this is our Wednesday job, which is a furnace and a zone panel. We have zoning with a single zone panel and a single zone furnace, and we're going to set it up with the Honeywell HC322 that you can set up as percent zones, unlike this old single zone HMM3 here, or EMM3, which is a single zone panel. So with this guy here, we can set it up so it only goes into high fire when more than one zone is calling. And that's the benefit. So we got a 2-stage furnace because of that. Normally I'm big on simple. With zoning, I'm always going to be recommending a 2-stage furnace in 90%. We got our box mounted under the new furnace. Corey's going to flip up the flanges up here. on top. Check this coil. The coil looks clean. Perfect. Drop obviously needs to be cut off because our boot is 24 3/4 off the floor. So, oh, 22 3. No, it's 24 3/4.
No, the old boot was on there.
Oh, 22 1/2.
Yeah, when the old boot was on there.
Up to the drive, right? Top of the drive?
Yeah.
So that thing, there's no way. That didn't drop down 2 inches, did it? Was it that smashed, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta cut the drop off, and then we'll slide the furnace in. These S-slips were right on the flange of the old furnace, so we're gonna open these up and try and get them back on the new furnace, just the way it was on the old one. Because with our box, we didn't have to make a plenum. We just made the box the same height as the difference between the furnaces. We had a 42 inch with the bricks. We had 42 1/2 off the floor. And we got a 35 inch furnace, so we just made a 7 inch box or 7 1/4 or something. And that'll make up the difference. Got our new zone panel wired in there. Everything pretty much was the same, just came off the same connections on the old board, piece of cake, except for our equipment. We added the W2, which is that faded wire right there. Otherwise, everything was the same. Transformer, equipment, zone 3, damper and stat, zone 1, damper and stat, zone 2, damper and stat. Just gotta hook up our drain. Corey's got all the wires wired in at the furnace. High voltage and low voltage. We just got a vent. There's our transformer for the board, our zone panel, gas and vent, and drain lines, and then we'll get the checker out. I am just going to set up this board. So we are in system. It's conventional, so I'm going to go next. Cool stages 1, next. Heat stages 2, next. This is the setting up of the HC322 RF. No. Zones installed 3. Yes, we have 3 zones, so next. Hey! Corey. Alright, so stage 2 control, we want percent zones. That means it will not go into high fire until more than one zone is calling. So 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, then it'll go into high fire immediately. Advanced configuration, next. HVAC is going to control the fan, next. Purge time 2 minutes, fan and purge, HVAC, purge dampers unchanged, change delay, changeover, 20 minutes, let's do 15. Next. Discharge sensor, no. Next. Save changes, yes. Okay. Panel is set up. We are going to purge override. Next. Okay, zone 3 is calling. Okay, it's a wrap. Wednesday's job is a wrap. Got our drain on the intake like normal. Right back there. Everything back together in here with the new zone panel. We've already been to one job this morning. Customer said we were supposed to be there 2 days ago. Well, I know that's not true. Seems like she would have called me. She paid in full and didn't even call to see where we're at. Anyway, so we had to change up gears. We're not going to do a furnace today. I don't know when we're going to do her, but we're going to go do a 5-ton air conditioner over in Afton. So we're going to head out and go do that one. Alright, we were on our way to the AC and we realized EJ wrote up that furnace install with the wrong name and address and phone number. So I was trying to get in a house that we weren't supposed to be in. But thank God the house we were trying to go to, she said she didn't buy a furnace. So we figured out we had to do some investigation and found the check. And we're in the right house now. So we're going to do a furnace change out today in the end. And here it is. Here we are. We're just getting the wiring undone. Just as important to check out your high voltage wiring as it is your low voltage. So you make sure you get everything back together right. You don't look at how they had it hooked up, you won't know what you got hanging there. So when we got here, we had the transformer for the humidifier being powered up from the EAC terminal right here. So this red wire went right over to this humidifier transformer and powered up the black wire. So that's only hot when the fan's on in the furnace. So that would allow you to humidify when there's no call for heat, but the fan is on. So always check out your wiring, high and low voltage. Always check our coil, make sure she's clean. This one is spotless, so that means they've been running it with a filter, or the secondary is catching the dirt. Hopefully you always have a filter in when you run your fan. Alright. Unboxing. Here. So we have 3-ton air. Cooling was on high speed. Orange moves what? 1270. We're going to put that on cool. And put this on spare. And we're all set. We're just going to hook up our manometer, check the gas pressure, do combustion, and we will head on to Friday's sheet metal. Wrapped up. New drain on the AC. Patty's crows. You come and get bread off the roof. I don't know what they're eating down there. They're picking in the grass. What? They're picking in the grass down there. The crows are? Yeah. Squirrels running everywhere. Beautiful fall morning, and we're doing a furnace change out. Big furnace, big house, beautiful backyard on this pretty. It's gonna be 82 today, October 9th, somewhere, something like that. Get her done. Oh, carrying this bag in. It was a long walk in here. Anyway, here's our furnace. Holy smokes, they got 4-inch PVC.
So much.
Big furnace. Bigger is better. I don't think I've ever seen that though. Well, should be a pretty quick job here. Okay, we got the furnace out. We didn't think we had a canvas, but they just covered up the front part of the canvas with a patch for the coil they put in. So we dropped the legs off of this box. So we had room to pull the furnace out. That heat exchanger was cracked pretty bad. So we gotta make sure we check this thing out good, like we do all of them. Let's see how much air we're moving here. Then had to cut this out of here. I'm gonna put a coupling right there, so I got room to offset back to this hole right here. So that'll be up there and give me room to offset, and then we're gonna sneak either behind here with the intake or come around the front. Corey's gas pipe in, low voltage, high voltage done. Once we got her set up there, it's going pretty quick now, but we had a dented furnace this morning. Set us back. What time is it?
It's going on 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. We should have been done by now if it wasn't for that furnace. We had an hour and a half set back waiting for the courier. Here we go, checking her out. She's in there. Finally Friday, coming up on 3 o'clock, and going fishing this weekend. Tomorrow, going up to Mille Lacs with Wally. Okay, we got her all done here. She was running hot. We were about 500 CFM short on return, so I cut a 12x8 hole in here, put a grill on it, and it's running just how it should. The old heat exchanger was cracked really bad. You don't see them that bad very often.